Well,
What the
Hey, you. You're finally awake.
Hey, how's it going? Didn't mean to hit you with the little jump scare there, but welcome back to the channel. How are you doing? How are you feeling? I noticed that nobody in the comments ever tells me how they're doing, and I genuinely would love to know. How's the family?
Your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, all of them.
As always, it's your boy Henny, your humble host with the most.
I bet you're wondering why I gathered you here today. On this fine day of all days, I thought, hey, it might be a good time to talk about some more Reddit stories.
Oh God, please no! No!
So we are going to dive into Am I the Asshole? I'm not really sure what stories we're going to cover yet or what we're going to get into, but let's start on this little journey with our first story. I'll try to keep this short. I had a 1967 Impala 4-door that I bought in February of 2019. A couple months ago, my first house that had a 2.5 car garage, I moved the car in and started tearing it down for a complete restoration. I had the body in one bay and the chassis in another, plus the whole garage filled with parts. About 2 months ago, my girlfriend came to live with me during this whole crisis, and the whole time has hated that car. She wants to park in the garage, but I have 2 acres of land with a lot of nice places to park under shady trees or even in the barn if she has to. I tell her tough luck, it's my house and it's not like I can just throw it back together real quick. Anyways, I was out of town for a couple days on a business trip for the small local company I work for. When I got back, my girlfriend was all smiles, making me food all the time, doing all the chores, all that. I thought maybe she was just happy to have me home, but then I realized that I didn't see her car in its usual spot. I asked where she parked so I could make sure I mow that area and keep it clean, and she said not to worry because she parked in the garage. I asked how, and she told me to go check it out. Turns out while I was gone, she hired some people to come over and move everything related to that car, including the drivetrain, body, and chassis, and all the parts, and take it to the local dump or scrapyard. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I spent over $11,000 on that car, including new parts, services, and the car itself. I told her that I was going to be taking her to court for that, and she brushed me off like I was just being dramatic. Okay, let's stop right there. I know that a lot of us have always had the dream of putting together like an old car, either it be with your dad or just as a passion product, and that's a dream that a lot of us have. And this man was living the dream. He even got a property that has some acreage. He tried to be accommodating to his girl and stuff, tried to like go out of his way to make sure that that area is mowed and clean, and even pointed out that there's all these nice places to park and shady trees. You know, like, I feel like sometimes you could give a woman everything and she's still going to take an inch for a mile, and she's going to want what she doesn't have. It's really messed up that after all those options, she still chose, oh, I need to park in the carport. And this thing obviously makes him happy, even if, like, takes up a lot of his time. It's what he's passionate about. And passion is something that a lot of men and a lot of people are lacking today. But I digress. I'm starting to sound like one of those alpha male influencers or something. But let's get back to our story and pick up where we left off. I told her that it's done between us and to pack her things and leave.
You need to leave!
I admit I was really angry, but I did end up getting a lawyer. And as I have all the receipts for all that money spent, and I have her on the house security cam footage, letting the guys in and watching them take it all, I think I can win. Her family and friends are absolutely blowing me up, saying it's just a stupid old piece of junk and that she cannot pay back all the money I spent and that I should just let it go. But I have been putting all my time, effort, and money into that car for 1.5 years now, and if I am not going to get justice for what she did, am I the asshole? No, brother. No, you are not the asshole whatsoever, in my opinion.
No.
I mean, honestly, I feel really sorry for the guy. I do not know what I would do if a woman tested me like that.
Luckily enough, the story actually doesn't end there. We do have a update and an edit from the author himself, continuing the story, or at least putting a little bit of closure on it. Thank you all so much for the support and awards and everything. I'm glad I have some people on my side. I got a call from her mom about 20 minutes ago, and she told me I was ruining her daughter's life over a stupid car. I told her she ruined her own life. I've been gathering documentation and stuff, and I'm about to head down to the police station and file a report, as suggested by Lots here. Once again, thank you all. This is our little update here. He starts it off with, I went to the police station last night. I was told to come back in the morning. Just got back and filed an official report against her for grand larceny and grand theft auto. I showed them all the receipts I had for the car and the footage of her letting the guys come and take it, as well as the title for the vehicle in my name. They said they will be in contact with all three parties, me, my ex-girlfriend, and the junkyard guys. Soon they will hopefully be able to recover some or all of the car. We just have to wait for now.
So to summarize our story, it seems like there's a, this guy's building a early Impala, and he got the car. He spent over $11,000 on it, over a year and a half of time, just building it, getting the parts, and putting it together. He gets a new girlfriend. They get to the point where she moves in with him, and she basically takes the car out from under his nose, and he gives it away. I'm pretty sure she didn't even sell it. She gives it away to some people at the junkyard, or just has some people from the junkyard come and get it to get rid of it. And, that's horrible, dude. I cannot believe the disrespect that entails. A girl definitely has no love for you whatsoever if she's just gonna come and take something that just makes you that happy. But we don't have to leave the story there. No. There's yet another update. But, okay, this is the update this time, for real. Okay, settle down, I'm getting to it.
Huge update. They found my car. The junkyard guys apparently were in the middle of hiding it when the police came to ask them questions. It was on a forklift, and they were going to put it on top of a pile of cars, so it was hidden behind more piles of cars. They said it was theirs, and they had a title, but obviously didn't have the title for it. And since they matched the VIN on the chassis and the body to the VIN on my title, it was obviously mine. I know at least one person there has been arrested. I think he was in the camera footage I talked about earlier, but I don't know if it was the boss or even his specific charge. They also told me they would be looking into this specific junkyard for any other vehicles reported stolen. They said they haven't been able to get in contact working on it. I'm just so glad they found my car. Luckily, I made quite an album of pictures detailing me tearing down the car, so I can use that to prove what parts they had that were mine, so I can hopefully get most of it or all of it back. Police haven't let me take it back home yet. As they say, it's evidence or something, so hopefully I can get it back eventually. Thank you all so much for the support and advice. She's gonna be all right, buddy. Hell yeah. That is a win right there, buddy.
Another day, another victory for the OG.
I mean, it would have been a win to not have to deal with the whole finding the car and the stress of losing it and this and that. But that's awesome, dude. I'm really glad he found the car, and I really hope that he actually got to find the parts. Sadly, this is the very last update that we get on this story. So in terms of the trial of this specific case, I'm going to have to say this guy is not the asshole whatsoever, like I was stating earlier. I mean, it seems like he did everything right. Yeah! If anything, he, kind of got, he kind of came off as a little bit of a pushover, with everything that he allowed. But maybe pushover is the wrong word. Maybe it's just he was a little too optimistic about his girlfriend's ability to do something so twisted. But I'm super happy that he freaking got this figured out, man. So we're gonna try to move on to another story, hopefully something a little more
indecisive.
Nope.
A little less one-sided, but you know, we'll see. Let's see what we get into. So I'm a 28-year-old man, and I'm married to my wife who's 31. We've been together for about a year. Overall, things are great, but one thing that's always been bugging me is that my wife doesn't know how to cook, like at all. I've always been the one to handle meals, which I was fine with in the beginning because I love cooking. But over time, it started to wear on me, especially when I come home after a long day at work and still have to cook dinner while she relaxes. She refuses to cook and claims there is nothing wrong with not being able to cook. It's been an ongoing issue between us, but I've been trying to teach her. She's just really bad at it. We've had a lot of conversations about this. That's got to be really tough, man. I mean, to be with someone that you've decided to spend the rest of your life with.
So you have chosen death.
TV dinners for the rest of your life, be stuck eating like a fucking ham sandwich for lunch every day, or something that you had to cook yourself and you're just bringing leftovers to work. The fastest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. I don't know how much truth there is to that. I've been blessed with a beautiful Latina wife who loves to fucking cook for me. Woo! And she cooks amazing food, dude. I am so blessed to have her. And I don't know what I would do if I was not blessed with such opportunities. I might go a little wild. I might go a little crazy. I might lose my mind a little bit. I know. It's a little cringe. But let's get back to our story. The other night, my mom, who's 56, okay, who cares about her age? Anyways, she came over for dinner. As usual, I was in the kitchen preparing everything, and my wife was sitting with my mom. At one point, my mom offered to help, and I asked if she could make some gravy or cut some of the fruit. My wife was standing around in the kitchen when my mom handed her a knife and asked her to cut some fruit while she handled the gravy. My wife couldn't figure out how to hold it properly and ended up making a mess. My mom watched her fail to cut the fruit and then blurted out, "It's honestly kind of pathetic. You don't even know how to cut a piece of fruit at your age." And then went behind her and started to guide her on how to cut stuff like you do with a kid. My wife kind of shrugged and finished cutting her fruit with my mom guiding her. Dinner happens, and I noticed my wife wasn't happy the whole night. Of course she's not happy. Stupid. Idiot. Buffoon. And of course, I mean, sometimes the truth hurts, though. Sometimes the truth hurts, and a woman needs to hear what she needs to hear. I mean, it is kind of pathetic for a woman to be like damn near, what was she, 31? I'm pretty sure she was like 31 or something. And you can't even cut a damn fruit, dude. Like, come on, get a grip, man. How do you drive a car? Like, how are you able to drive a car? How are you able to pass any kind of test whatsoever? How are you able to work? You know? I mean, I'm not the most skilled freaking knifesman in the world, the most skilled swordsman in the world. But, you know, I almost cut my finger off one time. But you learn from that, you know, you learn from that. You see some bone and you're like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't do that next time. Bleeding all over the place. Moving on. My wife left and she was pissed that I didn't defend her. That I embarrassed her by letting it happen. We got into a bad argument and I told her that it is pathetic that she can't even cut fruit. Like, have you ever even played Fruit Ninja before, dog? You never played Fruit Ninja on the tablet? She is older than me and can't even hold a knife properly. She told me that is not the point and I needed to defend her. And it's not her fault she is bad at cooking. I point out it is. And she is embarrassed because not being able to hold a knife properly is embarrassing for an adult. Damn right, if it wasn't for all the crazy stuff in school, I would say they should be teaching these kids in school how to, like, you know, how to hold a knife properly. Well, I guess, I mean, my high school never really had culinary school, culinary classes. You know, schools teach you how to do that, dude. Like, you can't make macaroni. You can't do any of that, you know, just burn a pot of water. That's crazy. That's madness, dude. What are we even talking about? What are we talking about here? This person probably doesn't even exist. The update is, I think this is weaponized incompetence. I will suggest marriage counseling and cooking classes. If things don't change, I will be out, and I will make this very clear. For those asking, it was strawberries. She was smushing them and cutting them with the stem still on. Childlike behavior, dude. I have a baby. He isn't old enough to do all that yet, but I'm sure that he'll get to that point eventually. Hopefully he won't be like 31 when he learns to take the stem off. I guess I'll leave this as a little extra clip, if I even put this in the video at all. So far, this whole journey has been it's been pretty exciting, you know. It's not super rewarding, and I don't really expect it to be, oh, I'm blowing up overnight. I'm kind of just doing it as a passion project. You know, I'm just doing this because I want to have something I can look back on. And also, I've already learned so much from this whole editing thing, you know, like how to run DaVinci Resolve, how to insert clips, how to take screenshots, screen recordings, which I never really thought I would know. I don't really know much about any of the other types of files and stuff, or much about computers in general, whether anybody ever sees this or not. I really do appreciate all you guys coming here and devoting any of your time at all just to hearing me rant and stuff, and it's really comforting to know that there's other people out there that feel the same way as I do about topics like this. And I just got a job with the local 3 as a heavy equipment operator. Like, woohoo. It's the whole thing that I've been striving for. If there's any kind of suggestions whatsoever that you guys have in terms of stuff that you want to see me cover, if you guys want to hear news stories, you want to hear more Reddit stories, you want to hear personal life stories, you want to hear advice, anything like that, you know, your boy Henny is here for you, and I will listen to the people. But until next time, I guess that's going to be all of our time. Thank you guys. Bye.